this is Walt Mossberg, personal technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal. And this week I want to talk to you about a new version of Microsoft Office. Now, it may seem like that's an odd thing to say because a new version of Microsoft Office just came out a year ago in January, Office 2007 for Windows. It's being widely used around the world. But I'm talking about the other version of Microsoft Office, the other edition, the one that's made for the Macintosh as opposed to Windows. Many people don't know that actually the graphical versions of programs like Word and Excel had their roots in products Microsoft did for the Mac as opposed to Windows. And just as Microsoft every few years updates Office for Windows, which is obviously the more widely used version, they also update Office for the Mac using a separate development team that works fairly closely with Apple. And in 2 weeks, around the 15th of January this month, Microsoft will be releasing Office 2008 for the Mac. I've been testing it and I generally like it. The big deal about Office 2008 for the Mac, it breaks down to two things. One, it is the first version of the Office for the Mac that was designed from the ground up to run on the new generation of Macintoshes, which work on Intel processors. The previous version, Office 2004 for the Mac, did work on these new machines, but it launched fairly slowly and certain operations were slow because it wasn't really meant for the Intel-based Macs. Now this new version has been designed from the ground up for that, and it is much faster. The second interesting change, important change about the new Office for the Mac is that it now handles the new file formats that were introduced a year ago in the Windows version of Office. These file formats are still not widely used, but Mac owners who have had to deal with them in the past year or so have typically had to use limited, clumsy, standalone file converters or programs like Apple's iWork, and now you can open and write these file formats natively directly in the Mac version of Microsoft Office. When the new Windows version came out a year ago, there was a lot of controversy because it was a really radical overhaul. They removed all the menus, all the familiar toolbar icons, and in their place they instituted a user interface element called the ribbon across the top of the screen. The Mac development team for Office has not done that. This is a much less revolutionary looking version of Office. It still has menus, it still has the same sort of toolbar icons. It does have one major new feature, which is called the Elements Gallery, which is essentially a way of quickly inserting canned features into your documents to make them look better, like cover pages in Word or spreadsheets that are already set up to be, say, home budgets or invoices in Excel. But that really pales beside the fact that this is the first version of Office for the Mac meant to run on the Intel Macs, and that it now handles the new Microsoft Office file formats. This is Walt Mossberg, and I'll see you next week.